introduction, like hardly ever.
I know. Well, it's because it takes so long to get there. We forget.
Maybe we should just start with it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Or I feel like it feels more natural if we do it after we're done with the opener. And then we can put the timestamps, like Sam said.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he had a lot of really good suggestions.
Yeah.
I was thinking we would ignore everything he said. But I don't think we can.
We're going to cut that out because we are going to tell him that we're going to ignore everything. And he's going to be like, hey, you're taking my ideas. We'll be like, no, we thought of them.
You just haven't seen episode 15 come out yet.
Yeah. So our audience doesn't know, hi mom, but our number one listener is no longer the person from UK. We still love them, but I think we really have to make Sam our number one fan, because not only did he listen to all 7, as of this time, published, six episodes of Bookalicious, so chapters 1 through 23. He listened to all of it in a week. He also listened to the entire audiobook. And he actually finished the audiobook before he finished our podcast, because our podcast is longer than the audiobook.
That's some dedication.
I think it speaks to the mental illness that runs in our family.
Oh my gosh.
That's not normal.
The slightly obsessiveness.
The getting stuck on something and doing only that until it's done.
Little does Sam know he has 20 more episodes coming for him.
I know. He doesn't even know. Do you do that? Do you get stuck on something and you just do it forever?
You know what? Actually, part of why I really like research is because I get to focus on one thing. And I'm like, I just get to learn all that I can about this one thing. And it's super fun. So actually, I guess I do.
Well, do you like eat the same thing for breakfast every day?
Oh, yeah. Josh has been out of town for about a month. And he just got back this weekend. And I've exclusively eaten overnight oats for basically at least 2 of my meals each day.
Yeah,
Or
we all do that. I've been eating eggs on toast every morning this week, and we ran out of toast today. And I was so upset because I was like, how am I supposed to start my day if I don't have eggs on toast? Andrew said, eat oatmeal. I was like, bleh.
I can't eat oatmeal.
Yeah. I ate a whole loaf of bread. I need another loaf. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's part of our mental illness, us being stuck on one thing and only doing that until the end of time.
But good for us. Sam finished all of our episodes in 1 week. And so you could offer us very prompt feedback.
Yes. And we promised to ignore all of it, but some of it was kind of valid, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
One of his complaints is that we talked too long at the beginning, but that's not changing. It's almost like he didn't like it and he just wanted the book analysis.
I can't imagine why.
This to me is my favorite part. I'm like, I could just clip all these together, just me and sis talking, having
Maybe
a good time.
That could be kind of fun, like the best of Bookalicious,
where we don't talk about books at all.
That's delicious.
Just
Candy and Chrissy-licious.
Yeah, that's getting weird. Cut that. No. I don't need my name attached to Licious anything. No.
That makes it sound like even more stripper names.
Yeah. 2 sisters. Candy and Chrissy-licious.
I'll cut it.
Okay. Well, you have a lot of editing to do we have a 3-hour podcast coming up for you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow being 9:25
earlier than today. Yeah.
Yes. Because you had a lot of technical difficulties. And so towards the latter half of that episode, it's just you and me pinging back and forth. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So you really do need to spend some time cutting that out, even if it means the episode's late.
When was the last time you listened? So I think it's edited.
2 hours and 32 minutes. Wow. All right. We'll see. I'll listen to it again.
Yeah, I didn't cut it into 2 yet. So I need to do
Okay.
that. Also, I didn't know which part. I'll look back, but it's like with the pool that you wanted me to cut. I wasn't sure which part you were talking about.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, are you ready for our weekly check-in on our analytics?
Oh, yes. What's this segment called? Because Sam said we need to call things segments. Not that
Okay.
I'm taking his advice.
Because we ignore all advice given.
We ignore all advice given, but we'll try it.
This was an idea we had.
Yeah. Chrissy made it up. She texted me.
Okay, so this segment is called Bookalicious Numbers.
I was trying to mix Bookalicious and analytics together. I think there's a way there.
Bookalytics.
Bookalytics. Yes. Bookalytics. Yep. That's where we are.
All right. So welcome to Bookalytics, where we look at our numbers, meaning how many people have listened to us. Mom has gotten 14 new devices to listen to us.
God bless
14 her. Separate listeners.
Yes, so that's great.
Very kind. Okay. We are almost at 70 listens. So you or me needs to go listen to this after this so we can bump up the number.
Yeah, we can't stay at 69.
Nice, even 70. I think I've been scarred after teaching high school math.
I'm sure. Everything is 68 and a half or 70.
I did round a few test grades. I'll cut this part out too. Okay, so look, so we have about 14 listeners, and we still have our 2% listeners from the UK, which means that
does that mean that they've listened to all of them and they count for 2% of our listeners, or does it just mean we have 10 Americans and 1 UK person who have ever listened?
Oh, you know what? Actually, because
I'm thinking the UK person might have accidentally listened.
Yeah, you only need to listen for 60 seconds to be counted as a listener.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if you get to hear UK, send us an email, bookalicious.pod@gmail.com.
Please do. We'd love to hear from you and how you found us.
We'll have you as a guest. Just kidding.
Honestly, we might. We have a lot of guests coming up who are people who have invited themselves on.
Yes.
Okay, but so it says that the person from UK is 2% of our listenership, and I don't really know what that means. I don't know how it hasn't gone down now that we've added more listeners.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe they know exactly how many people are going to be listening, and they just add one friend.
I don't know. I have no idea how these numbers work now that we're talking about it.
Okay, that's all right.
But they're looking good. We have more states. Shout out to South Carolina. They joined us this week.
That is my girlfriend, Sabrina. She said, I'm not going to listen to your book because I don't like fantasy. And then she heard us and she's like, oh my God, your banter's so fun. I'm going to listen. Yeah, swear.
Wow. I bet she was like, make your banter longer. Don't give me a timestamp. I don't want to skip it.
Yeah. She's like, don't talk about the book, actually. She's like, why don't you talk about a different book?
She's looking for the best of Sisterlicious. That's not a good one either.
No, that's bad.
Yeah.
You're not in marketing though, so it's okay.
I'm not. And we have someone from Lubbock who's like super increased their listenership. Do you know who that is?
Lubbock?
Lubbock, Texas?
No.
I don't know.
Lubbock, Texas, we love you too.
We sure do.
Almost as much as UK, so you can email in too. Let us know.
Lubbock currently has 23% of our heart.
Wow.
UK only has 2%.
Pretty good. That's 23% of Texas.
Texas. Yeah, that's true. So what's 23% of 23% of 23%?
23%. Yeah. So they account for 4%. I'm worried now about those students that you taught math.
Honestly, I think about them often and I'm also worried. But I was their best choice, which says a lot.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. Okay, so there's our Bookalytics. Episode rankings. We don't know why Elantris Part 2 is so down in the dumps. People just skip it.
A lot of people, we have 17 people listen to episode 1, and then 6 people listen to episode 2, and then it goes back to like normal around 12 13. For parts 3 and 4, 12, 13. So if you're confused when you get to episode 3, it might be that you skipped episode 2. So maybe go back.
I don't
Start over. Give us a couple extra views. Listen to everything twice. Yeah, like I do.
Preferably in a different location or on a different device.
Oh, yes. Yes. If you could do some listening fraud for us, we'd love you even more.
Especially if
extra.
you go out of the United States, then we'll feel extra cool.
Yeah.
Bookalicious International.
Yes.
So there we go.
That's great. Okay. Bookalytics done.
Boom. Okay, what's our next segment?
I think we start now. Unless you want to, I think we've spent too much time.
Maybe Sam was right. I think
Don't
you're
say
that. Did we ever
The only people who can be right in this space are you or me.
We're the benevolent dictators of Bookalicious Kingdom.
Yes. All right. So are you ready to do the intro?
All right. Let's do our intro. Okay. Well, welcome to Bookalicious, a podcast where two sisters chat about books we're reading. I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Candice.
And today we are continuing our discussion on Elantris. Of course, episode gajillion million. Okay, last episode we had our brother as our guest star. And at the beginning, we had made bets on how far we would get, and we never circled back to that at the end. But do you remember?
I know. I remember exactly what happened. We did exactly 3 chapters like we always do, and we got tired, and we talked for 2 hours. And our brother was falling asleep towards the end. We got to have a live audience and see how you guys consume it in real time. It was not motivating. Love you, Jordan.
XOXO Ted.
XOXO Ted. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair,
that's what happened, right? Jordan guessed 3.
He guessed 3. Yeah. So our guest star, who had never listened to one of our episodes before, was the only one to correctly guess how many chapters we'd get through.
We did give him rights to Bookalicious podcast also.
Oh gosh, we did.
Yeah, so Jordan now owns this podcast.
Oh no.
I know. And if anyone was going to come collect, it's our brother Jordan. So any ad revenue will have to go directly to me.
He's going to record that episode. Okay, so anyways, but that means that we have about 7 chapters left that we could possibly go through today, because that's how far I've read.
Okay. All right, let's do a speed.
What does that mean?
Read.
Oh, I see.
It's not starting off good.
Drugs. Okay.
Oh my God. We're doing bad. All right. Hurry, focus.
Okay, focus. All right. So we are picking up on chapter 44, which is where Sarene is in Elantris with Raoden and Galladon. She has become cursed on her wedding day, so now she's there. And Raoden had been trying to get to know Sarene, and then at the end of the last chapter, he's like, "Hey, Sarene, I noticed that Duke Tellery, like something weird's going on over there. Could you tell me what's going on in the world outside of Elantris?" She's like, then she drops this big bomb where she's like, "Oh, well, I kind of like emasculated your dad, and then he hanged himself, and now Duke Tellery's king." And then the chapter just ends. So chapter 44 is where Sarene starts unpacking that bombshell that she just dropped. And we see Sarene and Raoden's relationship develop. And then we also get an update from Erelon about what's going on outside of the walls of Elantris.
Yes. And just to add, Sarene doesn't know that Raoden and Iodin are related. She thinks of him as spirit, so she doesn't know.
That's true. She wasn't trying to be terribly cruel.
Yeah. It just honestly, I would have said it the exact same way. I would have been like, I dethroned the guy. He's dead. I was going to take his seat. And then someone took me out with his Elantris curse.
I know. I mean, pretty big power move. I kind of get it.
I agree. She's girl boss right now.
Yeah, she really is. So,
but in like the bad way, where it's like you're annoying and you're like, I'm girl boss. But anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Well, that was my summary. And so that's the overall summary. This chapter just starts with Sarene starting to unpack that. And it starts, and she's like, she looks up after she says that, drops that bomb, and then she's like, "Oh, Spirit looks a little distressed now. Wonder why."
Yeah, so I imagine that she has like this case of like word vomit where you tell someone something and then they look a little odd and you're like, "Oh, maybe I didn't explain it right." So then you start elaborating more and they keep looking more and more distressed, and then you're like, "Well, maybe if I say everything, then they'll feel really good." And so you just keep going. And that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah. unfortunately does not make things better here. So, okay, the first line that I highlighted here though was Serene's telling him all these things, and then it says that only one thing beyond the king's death shocked Raoden, and it was that Sarene was going to marry Royal.
Yes. Incredulously, he asked.
Which I get it. I would also be very incredulous.
I know. And then he said, Royal? Spirit asked again. That old rascal. He must have thoroughly enjoyed suggesting that idea. Like, ew.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
like, that's not the... Oh, go.
I was going to say, the more I think about who's in the boys club, because I was listening to a previous episode that I was editing, and there's, who is it, AonDor or something, who like ran away, and he was like never loyal to begin with. And we were like, why was he involved in the treason meetings? And then we have Royal, who's like kind of slimy, and everyone thinks is a little slimy, and we're like, why is he here?
Yeah.
This is just the best they have, I guess.
And then we have Ahan, who has committed the worst offense, and he's fat. That's his only flaw. But you do have Shuden, and he's like, he seems to be like on the all-star team. There's nothing wrong with him.
Yeah, he's just ridiculously good at Tai Chi and distracts the ladies.
Yeah. So that's a really good line that you highlighted. So that's basically how everything goes. Sarene says, this happened. And Spirit's like, what? And then I can't believe it. And then it just keeps escalating. But Sarene notices that she's like, Raoden, or she's like, this spirit guy seems to know a lot about the politics going on. So she's kind of like sniffing out. She's like, things are not really adding up. And she says something where she's like, how long have you been in here? And he said a year offhandedly. So I just wanted to highlight that he did just fib to her.
That's true. Okay, if you were, because we've talked about this before, if you were Raoden, when would you reveal yourself? Because I feel like it's not great to hide yourself for so long, because then at some point it's going to come out, I would imagine, and then it's like you've been lying to her the whole time.
Yeah, I think I mentioned in a previous episode where you said something like Raoden never messes up, and I was like, he messes up with this part.
Yeah, right? Like, this doesn't seem great. Not good move.
No, and I think he was kind of like, well, maybe I'm gonna say what I am. And then he's just like, he just kept questioning, why did you marry him? Why this? Why that? And
the wedding contract?
Anyway, Spirit said, turning away from his friend, how is it that you're going to marry Royal? Why not? Sarene asked. I never knew this Raoden. Everyone says he was a fine prince, but what do I owe him? My contract was with Arlon, and that dissolved when Iadon died. The only reason I made the treaty in the first place was to provide a link between Arlon and my homeland. Why would I honor a contract with a dead man when I could form a more promising one with the future king of Arlon? And so then Raoden, pretending to be Spirit, he's like sad because this had kind of been the tug or the rub the whole time between the two of them, where they didn't know if either one loved each other or if it was just political. But it's obvious that Serene's only saying this now because she really likes Spirit and she has this deep connection with him.
Right. Man, I know. I highlighted that one too. And it made me think of how Sarene kind of seems to have like two faces to her, or like two sides to her, where she's like, when she was in Arlon, she was, I don't know, what were we saying? Like uppity or...
Uppity. I was going to say like haughty.
Cold, haughty. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those things. And then in Elantris, we're seeing like her, what we think is more like her real side of like fun and amiable and all these things. And then Raoden asks her this question, and then she like kind of flips to the cold side of like, it was just for politics. And I was so sad.
I know. I feel like if Sarene would just be herself and be honest, to your point, a lot of her issues would go away.
Yeah.
If she had just said, yeah, we had this contract and I thought it was going to work out, but he died and I'm sad about it, but I needed to make the best that I could.
Right. Yeah. I think you might be right, though, that she's saying that to cover up what feelings she may be having for Raoden right now. Well, I'm so sad.
I know. So then she says that she turned into the ugly ghoul at the wedding, and Spirit's like, oh, now I feel bad for you again.
I know. Well, okay. There's also this line. I think actually right after that, where Sarene nods and she says, or she thinks, it seemed that every time she was about to find acceptance, something disastrous alienated her once again. I thought, Sarene, it was you. You were the one.
Oh my God. I know. Anytime Serene's going to make a friend, it's like Sarene duplicate comes driving, like careening down a hill in a bus and just runs over the person. They're like, no. They're like, be horrible again. Be a snob. Call them fat.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds right.
All right. But then, so they're talking, and then Serene's Sion, Ash, shows up, and Spirit's like, what?
Oh, wait, can I say one more thing before, and then can you say that again?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sarene says that, but then Raoden, it says, Spirit's hand found her shoulder. I'm sorry, he said. And I thought, wow, that says a lot about Raoden, of him still saying sorry after, like, that he feels sad for her after she said all those things that were very hurtful to him, even though she didn't realize it. And also there's been a few times where like people have found Serene's shoulders. I just thought that kind of interesting.
That's nice. You're right. I didn't even think of that.
It is nice. So Raoden is still on my number one good guy list.
Definitely. I mean, he flubs up here, but it's a little understandable in a way. I think he's just really scared putting himself out there.
Yeah.
Like to be fully rejected by Sarene, kind of.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You want to say your next part?
Oh, I was just moving us along. So now Ash, Serene's Sion, shows up, and Spirit's like, oh, like, how is he here? And that's pretty much it.
Right. So Raoden didn't know that Sarene had a Seon, but now he's like, oh, that's kind of cool. And now they're asking Ash to go spy on Arelon for them and to report back what he finds. Although we know Ash isn't a great spyer, so I don't know what's going to happen with all this. But they just want basic updates on what Duke Tellery's up to, so I bet he can do that.
You know, I was listening to one of our old episodes, and you said because Raoden's Sion was floating around Ian.
Yeah.
And you said, why did he show up here? Like, that's so weird. We talked about it. I wonder if part of it too is to provide the contrast for Serene's Aon.
Yeah, that's a good point. Right. Which is just further evidence of Sarene is not actually an Elantrian, and Raoden's going to put the pieces together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So the two things that Ash found out that I highlighted is that Ash wasn't able to discover anything of the Ian plantation. So the guy with the chasm. So there's no one in that seat yet that we know of. And that Telry became king.
Wait, okay. Ian is the one who ran away? What? Oh, no. Ian was who Raoden said he was, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I flipped that up.
Okay. Wait, there's a chasm there?
No, I was all mixed up with the names. That was 100% wrong. I really do need you to fix this in post.
Okay, can you just repeat that then?
Okay.
So the two things you find out.
Well, the two things that you find out is first that Ash did some recon on Raoden's like fake name and he couldn't find anything. And then Telry's king.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the big truth bomb at the end of this chapter.
But I didn't have anything underlined there. It was just a lot of story.
It was. The only thing I had underlined was Galladon, who is also my favorite character. He was like, the whole time they're talking about all this, he's just like over there in the corner, like falling asleep. And it says, it was said that his people were so relaxed that they could fall asleep in any position at any time. I said, relatable.
I agree. All of us, we could fall asleep. I might be sleeping right now.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Jordan fell asleep while being on our podcast. What could be more entertaining?
Yeah, while we were looking at him sleeping.
We have no shame.
No shame.
Man.
All right, chapter 45?
Yes. So, well, okay, this could be for either one. So both chapter 44 and 45 are called loyalty.
Oh, yeah.
Any thoughts on how that might relate to chapter 44?
I think maybe with Sarene, she's positing that she has loyalty to Arelon and not to Raoden.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a bummer for Raoden because it almost seems like, I don't know if he would pick Sarene over Country, but he seems to really, really like Sarene.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if his loyalty is more towards her and hers is more towards Country.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a really good insight. And we don't really know because we never saw Raoden outside of Elantris.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It doesn't seem like his loyalty is to Elantris. He seems more relational. Like his loyalty would be more towards the people in Elantris and helping them. And yeah, Sarene seems more political of bettering the kingdom or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point.
What do you think?
Well, now that you said that, I think that.
Well, good. I love being right. Chapter 45.
It's closed. All right, on to chapter 45. Okay, I think that's the fastest reading chapter we've ever done.
Good. I didn't underline one thing in chapter 45.
Oh, really? Well, this might be the next. Yeah, honestly, we're gonna get through all the chapters today.
All right.
Okay. So chapter 45, also called Loyalty. This is from Hrathen's perspective. And my summary here was Hrathen's getting a little power hungry. And all the lines I underlined were about him on his power trip.
Yes. Good. We'll just run through your lines then.
Okay, great. Okay, so my first one was Hrathen thinking about Telri, and he's like, Telri, he like just had his coronation, he's dressed all fancy and like having a good time or whatever. But then he says, on the morrow, the time would come for a payment of debts. Like he's gonna, I was like, oh my gosh. So like he's gonna make Telri pay and like own up to the deal that they had of Telri converting everybody, or at least of Telri converting. And then he's thinking, he's like, well, Telri's gonna ask me for more money so that he'll, convert. And like, I'm expecting that, so I'll be fine. But then he had this good line where he says, power was not in wealth, but in control. Money was worthless before a man who refused to be bought.
Who does that sound like?
I don't know. Who are you thinking?
Omen.
Oh, yeah, it does. You're right. That does sound like Omen. Oh, little Omen Jiminy Cricket is getting into his head.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but my question there was, what would buy Hrathen? Would it be, what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like Hrathen's disdain for Telri is that in his position, Hrathen might do the same.
Oh, interesting.
And I think that's, like I could see him, because his core belief that we parsed out before is that he's all about having self-importance, about having this big purpose, about being the savior, about being the guy. So I could see him, in the event that he could become that person, for like if someone offered him, oh, you can be the guy and I'm going to charge you X or whatever, I could see him making that deal.
Yeah. So like maybe if someone offered him the Pope ship or whatever.
Like Wern.
Yeah, the Wern. He'd do whatever. Okay, did you notice actually in the line right after that, is that a pun? It says the king would never understand that the warnings he demanded wouldn't give him power, but would instead put him beneath the power of another. The warnings? Is that like
I've never seen that word before.
It maybe is in my updated edition.
No, it's in mine too.
Is it a pun just on the word?
Oh, wernings are a gold currency minted in Fjordal, and the coin has an image of Wern Wolfden, the fourth's head, stamped on one side.
Oh, so this is a word in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like your earnings, but your wernings.
Yes.
Okay.
I would have never known what the name of the coin was until you pointed that out.
I don't think that's ever come up before. I don't know how we would know. Maybe it comes up on other.
Yeah, maybe it's just kind of hinted to, like it says here. Arlon would slip away, glutting himself on coins. Or as he glutted himself on coins, Arlon would slip away from him.
Okay.
Like maybe you're just supposed to kind of put it together.
Context clues. Well, I missed that context clue. So
I did too. I was like, oh, I believe.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So basically all of this is Hrathen's internal monologue. We do see though that Hrathen is feeling a little worried about Sarene. And he's not really sure why. And it seems like it's because he needs her so that his plans will work. But I don't know. Maybe it's something more.
So I didn't take that part that he was worried. He's worried about her condition, how well she's doing, not worried that she's gonna not be around. He was worried about the princess. The emotion bothered him, of course, but he didn't deny that he felt it. Sarene had been a wonderful opponent, and he knew how dangerous Elantris could be. He had realized this when giving the poisoning order, determining the risk to be worth the gain. After waiting 3 days, however, his resolve was beginning to waver. He needed her to live for more reason than one. Oh, I see what you're saying. I think, to me, in my mind, how I took that is that he needs her to live. I think part of it is part of his plan, that's going to unfold soon. But to me, I'm taking the bigger part is that he really respected her and he felt really not good about having to be so slippery and sneaky, which we saw at the wedding when you're like, oh, poor Hrathen. Like he feels bad about it.
Did he feel bad? I think he felt bad that no one was sad when he became an Elantrian.
I guess that's true.
Maybe he did, though. I don't remember. It's possible he did feel bad about Sarene also.
Yeah. So now I'm not feeling so strong in it. But when I read it, that's how I had read it. I read it that like he actually really respects Sarene and he's kind of like frenemy, but now you're more friend than enemy type of thing. Like they're hitting that turning point.
Oh,
but
could be.
Now talking to you, now I'm thinking maybe he's more like, ugh, she needs to stay alive for my plan. And she was a fun opponent and that gave me life. Having someone smart to talk to that's not Devolved.
I'm sure your bar for friendship would go down a lot if you were only talking to Devolved every day.
Oh my God.
Like
someone constantly undermining you with hate speeches.
Qualification for a friend, someone who doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So they do say that while Hrathen's like walking around being like, I did all this great stuff, I'm so awesome, that there's this shift where everyone had been allegiant to Devolved. They're now like, Devolved, who's this guy? He's a loser. It's all about Hrathen. He saved himself from Elantris. And now they're all like obsessed with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hrathen's on his power trip.
So they say the word loyalty in it.
Where? You're saying the title or somewhere?
Oh, this is the Arlish nobility. The Arlish nobility eager to show devotion to their new king. This is about the loyalty to Telri.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, it's still about loyalty. But not to Hrathen.
Not to Hrathen.
But in Hrathen's mind, Telri's the puppet and Hrathen has the strings. So still kind of loyalty to him. Okay, so Hrathen is over here feeling great and really, boosting up himself. And then all of a sudden a Seon comes in. Yep. And the Seon is named Dio, which means steadfast and immovable. I don't know if that'll come up, but anyways, that's what it's called. And it's sent from King Eventio, who is Sarene's father in Teod. And guess what he wants?
His daughter.
Yeah. Okay. So Eventio comes and he's like, hey, Hrathen, I heard you healed yourself from Elantris. I need Sarene back. She needs to be okay. If you save her, then I'll convert to your religion. And that's it. And I was like, what? That's all it took? Because Eventio was the one who was saying, like, you can't compromise on truth. Truth is true, no matter, who believes it or whatever. And now, which I mean, I get it. Like, you would do anything to save your daughter. But I feel like he wouldn't go to anyone else first.
It feels unbelievable.
A little bit. But I'm like, that's it? That's all it took?
When I first read it, I had the same thought. On the second read, having gone through things in more detail, I think Eventio knew he was cornered and that he was going to have to do this anyway.
Yeah.
And so he's like, why don't I try to negotiate for Sarene and do this? And maybe it could help him, quote unquote, save face a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they had my daughter. I needed to save her. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Because in the previous chapters, I think maybe he was even mentioning like, might just convert. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, exactly. I had forgotten it too, because of the first half of the book, he's like, no, never. And then in the midway, then he starts being like, well, we really need to take care of the people and I don't want them to come in and kill everybody.
Yeah.
And now I think he's kind of like, I'm losing all of my chips very soon. He's like, so why don't I just try to cash in what I got?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. It's a good deal. I mean, that was smart of him.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have asked for some other things, but
he never explains it like that to Sarene. So I think she would have been more accepting of all of that later on, had he just said, this is what it is. But I don't know.
Right. Interesting.
Sarene has to be upset about something. So
never a shortage of material to be upset about. All right.
Anything else for chapter 45?
Nope. Hrathen's just feeling great. Everything's working out for him.
Have you ever felt like that where you're just like, nothing can stop me?
I was thinking about this weekend because I feel like my emotions, I don't know if you're like this. I feel like my emotions are so transient where I'm like, when I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. But then when I'm stressed, I'm like, this is terrible. So yeah, so I think I have had feelings where I'm like, everything's awesome.
Yeah. Andrew low-key thinks I might be like a hair bipolar-ish because of things like that. Because it's like when I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Take me to the casino. I'm going to get all sevens, everything can go my way, nothing can go wrong. And when I'm down, it's like thunderclouds, doom and gloom. There's no help.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you feel the same, because I feel between the two of us, I feel much more reactive than you.
I will say I feel down not that often. I don't feel down that often. So, and when I do feel down, I feel up after I take a nap. Or, like pretty soon after, most of the time. So,
but even when you're feeling up, are you feeling like crazy unstoppable?
I wouldn't say, I don't think I'd say crazy unstoppable. Maybe sometimes though, where I'm like, this is all like super great. So that's what I'd say.
Yeah. So between the two of us, that would sound like that's a very normal thing to do, but I don't know. I feel like that's not everyone's like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had to go to like a lot of therapy and do like the medication stuff to try to regulate some of that, because the highs were so high and the lows were so low.
Okay.
That it was just, even if it averaged out to be okay, you're on like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was part of my mental health, like journey getting better. Yeah. I think it just depends if it starts bothering you.
Yeah.
Impeding your day-to-days.
Yeah. I guess not everyone's like that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they are.
Yeah. We need a bigger
UK, right in. You decide. Whatever you say, we'll believe. I won't even research it afterwards.
We'll read it in a British accent, so it'll sound really legit.
Yes. That's all they say. Righto.
Pip pip.
Pip pip. Pip pip. It's yes. All right. Chapter 46.
Chapter 46. Do you want me to keep that last part, you think?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Are you okay with all that being on
pausing? Oh, like the personal stuff? Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I wouldn't have said it although I have said things and then change my mind later. But I think I'll be okay with this one.
Well, I won't be editing this for another month, so yeah. You have time to think about it.
Good.
Okay. Chapter 46, we have a new chapter title. And this one is called My, which means honor. And here Sarene's still in Elantris. And now we see in a development of Raoden and the AonDor. And we find that Sarene felt the AonDor when it was coming through Raoden. And I don't know, I think that's significant. And then at the end of the chapter, Raoden throws Sarene out of Elantris and says, "You can't come back," and slams the door.
Yes.
That's what happens. So, all right. So now we're seeing Raoden's perspective after Sarene just caught him up on all the drama going down. And one of the things we learn is that even though Raoden thought his dad was pretty terrible of a leader, and that he sometimes wished that he was dead, it says that part of Raoden would always be that child who saw his father as the greatest of heroes, which was sweet and sad.
Yeah, I think that is sad. And it also talks about how he wanted to forget about Raoden from like the past 5 years. And he wanted to remember when his dad was like really good and really kind. And I just see this now, he had seemed a man of honor and of strength. So the chapter title is Honor.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. So he's just trying to remember like the good times with his dad and not the tail end where that's probably when he got into the mysteries.
Oh, yeah, could be.
If I had to guess, I'm just imagining. He does the first 5 years of his kingdom and it's kind of going okay, a little rocky. And then you're at the 5-year mark and maybe you kind of start getting drunk on your power. You start maybe getting more ego, or maybe you start getting more worried. Things aren't going well, whatever it is. He starts turning to the mysteries and just starts going off the rails.
Man.
That's how I imagine it.
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, it kind of feels like he lost his dad in a lot of ways.
My next thought is that, so this whole book, we're talking about these big religions. You have Jesker, you have Karath, you have Dorethi. And then Sarene's reading about all the politics and she's like, there's she's like, there's nothing about Elantrins caring about any other religions, never really talking about religion a whole lot. And so this is an excerpt that I pulled out. As I understand it, the Elantrians didn't really mind competition with religions, Raoden said. As he spoke, his finger slipped slightly, breaking its line. The Aeon held for a moment in the air, then faded away, his mistake invalidating the entire construction. He sighed before continuing his explanation. The Elantrians figured they were so obviously superior to anything else that they didn't need to worry about other religions. Most of them didn't even care if they were worshipped or not. So what I find interesting is that we've been talking about this whole book. We've been talking about how all these people are making their new religion, their new world, da 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 da. And here in Elantris, it almost seems like there's none of that.
That's interesting. And it seems like the reason that there's none of it is because people are so secure in their abilities or whatever that they're like, we don't need anything. We feel good. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't think they say why, and I don't really know why. That just stuck out to me.
Well, I thought that's what this line was saying, was that the Elantrians figured they were so obviously superior to anything else that they didn't need to worry about other religions. Most of them didn't even care if they were worshipped or not. So, like, are Elantrians actually considered gods? Because that's kind of what it's saying, but they're not.
They were considered gods from, like, the plebs.
Okay.
Because they could make something out of nothing. But we learned from Galladon that they weren't gods. They were just magical people.
Right.
So that kind of demystifies them. And when they were talking about how they're superior to anything else, I think that's talking more about, like, they didn't really care if other religions were hanging around. Like, they weren't looking for total conquest. They were just happy just doing their own thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's how I interpreted that line.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like they really have a religion. They don't care about other people. They don't care if they were, quote unquote, the religion, they being the gods themselves. They're like, we don't care about that either. It just kind of seemed like they didn't have anything.
Interesting. Huh. I took that to mean that was because they did feel so secure in themselves and their abilities, or like, we don't need anything. But what could be another reason they would feel that way?
I think that might just be the answer. I can't think of anything else, because why do people have religion typically? They want something better. They want an afterlife. They want blessings. They want, like, at its core. If you didn't have any of those things, would you believe in religion? Right.
I think another big part too, though, is trying to find answers to the big questions of life, of like, why is there suffering? What do I do with this? Why am I here? You know? And maybe with Elantris, and I guess what I was thinking maybe is that Elantrians, well, they did suffer though.
A little bit.
And it seemed like, because Galladon's, okay, so they suffered, and like Galladon's dad, he didn't feel like he had a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like if that's the basis of religion, or one of the reasons people go to religion.
Well, maybe it's both reasons. And for your second part, maybe they knew what was out there.
Okay.
Maybe they had information that we don't know about.
Right.
They know how things got started. They know about X, Y, and Z. So they don't have to put in a quote unquote religion to fill in those holes. They can just say, well, we know it.
Okay.
So that's one part. And then the other part is that, like, you don't feel like you need to listen to anybody or follow any kind of set rules, because you already have everything that you could want.
Right.
And so both of those things, let's just say both of those things are met, then that could create this vacuum where it's just like, we don't really care.
Yeah. Do we know if Galladon's father followed a religion? Because Galladon seems pretty faithful to his religion. And I'm wondering if it's because those two conditions weren't met for Galladon's father.
We do learn that they have some religion. I don't know if it's later on or if it was before. They do, but from what Galladon says, it was very secretive. Not a lot of people talked about it, and it was just like very secretive. So we don't really know whatever went on in there. It could have not even been a religion at all. They could have just been having like a cool party.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was like taboo to talk about religion in Elantris.
That could be.
Which is why it was hidden.
Yeah. So we don't know. So either there's a vacuum or it's very, very secretive and we have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is. Right. Well, I think it's also interesting too, though, that like, even if Elantrians felt like, we don't suffer, we don't need anything, but then they fell. So I guess they weren't in charge. The takeaway.
So my next line is going to be about the AonDor stuff. So I don't know if you have anything before.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Hrathen's now praying on the outside of the gate for Sarene.
Oh, that's right.
So this is phase 2 of his plan, is that now that even Tio's like, all right, save me, get me Sarene. He's like, all right, now he's gonna do like a double miracle.
Right. Yeah, it's important. Do Raoden and Sarene know that's what he's doing?
Well, Raoden eventually figures that out at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we'll get that. We'll get there.
Okay.
I underline that part.
Okay, yeah. Share your next line.
So my next line, so this is about AonDor, and Raoden's just kind of sharing what he's learned about it with Sarene. And he says, I feel that the Aeons have changed, that the old patterns are slightly wrong. We talked about square and triangle, but I can't even begin to guess why that would be. Maybe there's something wrong with the land, Sarene said offhandedly, leaning back in her chair so the front 2 legs rose off the ground. What do you mean? Well, Sarene said speculatively, you say that the Aeons and the lands are linked, even though I could have told you that, blah, 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 blah. It's included in training in the Aeons. To begin every Aeon, you draw a picture of Arlon. I learned this as a little girl. So, yeah. So basically, and this was kind of Raoden's whole premise this whole time, is that he's like, I feel like they're not telling me about this very basic thing because everybody knows it.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know it.
Right.
And I imagine he didn't get the same training that Sarene got because he wasn't a prince until he was already 10, 11, 12, 13, let's say.
Oh, that's right.
So he wasn't getting like this prince royalty education.
Okay, that's a good point. What was Raoden before? I guess his dad was just like a merchant, so just like a normal person.
Yeah, he was just like he was very rich. He was well off, but I don't think he was as well off as king.
Okay, but yeah, so we learned this very important detail that Raoden's been missing, and it's that they all start with the basic shape of Arlon. And then I think this is where they mention it, right? Is that they're like, hey, what if the land has changed and so our Aeons need to change? Is that right?
So then he says, but what, so they're drawing it and they're looking and they're like, this is exactly like all the proportions are exactly the same. And he drew it and then it flashed and it disappeared. And so then he says, but what's wrong then? The mountains are still the same as the coast and the lake. Sarene shrugged. Don't look at me. You're the expert. I can't even get the first line right. So my question to you is, what has changed with the land?
Okay. So when I first read this, I really didn't know. Honestly, at this point in the book, I was just, there's so much story going on that I didn't take a ton of notes, but I don't remember thinking of any prediction. Raoden like turns back and looks at Sarene and he notices that I think she's like in the process of being healed or something. And then he starts making the connections that Sarene had never been able to draw the Aeons. She had been cold. Her wounds didn't hurt. Her flesh was warm. And then he's like, oh my gosh, she's not actually an Elantrian. And so then he starts like, he basically just like picks her up and carries her. But actually he's a corpse, so he can't do that. So he just kind of shoves her along and brings her to the gates of Elantris.
I'm imagining the math meme lady, all like the numbers and stuff, and he's like thinking and he's like connecting all the dots. And then he's like running through Elantris, but like you zoom out and you see it in real time and they're just like little turtles.
That sounds right. But yeah, okay, so he wants to throw Sarene out because he's like, okay, you don't belong here. You're an Elantris. Actually, the words he says is, you don't belong here.
Oh my God.
So sad because this is the one place where Sarene feels like she does belong.
I know.
And Raoden's just throwing her out. So, but it does say that he wanted her to stay and he longed for her to stay, that he would do whatever it took to get her out of Elantris because the city was death.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm like, oh, Raoden, just so much love for Sarene. Good job.
I know. So right before that, there was this funny scene. So like they're running slowly, we're imagining as turtles, and Sarene's like, what? Where are we going? And Raoden to Sarene, he says, thanks, Sarene. Raoden said, spinning her around to look him in the eyes. The Jorn preached on the wall above then, his loud voice garbled by the distance. Your wedding to Royal would have had to put an opponent of Shu Dureth on the throne. Hrathen had to stop that wedding, and he did it in the most embarrassing way he could contrive. You don't belong here.
You know,
so that whole... I'm just imagining her. They're slowly going. He flips her around, and then he says all these things. And he's like, thanks, Sarene. And it just made me laugh.
Stop being a dum-dum.
Yeah. And so she really wants to stay, and that's sad.
I know, and they still don't know well, she still doesn't know who Raoden actually is.
Mm-hmm. And then he's trying to convince her. He's like, you have to go. Like, we can't afford to feed you. And she's like, you're lying.
Right, because she wants to stay. And then he's trying to think of reasons for her to like want to leave. And so one of his reasons is we can't feed you. And like all the food you gave us is about to run out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna starve. And then he also says that we need someone like fighting for us on the other side. And you're the only one who can do that. And then at that point, she's like, oh, you're right.
She hesitated. Then she was in his arms, pulling close against his chest. Curse you, she hissed. Domi, curse you. Thumping on him, but only very softly because she doesn't want to hurt him.
Was that cute or cringe?
I thought it was cute. What did you think?
It's a little cheesy, but
you give it a cringe.
I think cringe.
All right. I thought cute.
I don't know. Most of it is cute. I still like their relationship. So
yeah. Well, so Sarene's also like, Arlon doesn't need me, like, whatever. They're moving on. Everybody hates me, blah, 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 blah. Raoden says, Arlon does need you, Sarene. He whispered back. If what you say is right, and if Fjordal sympathizers on the throne, there may not be much time left for Elantris. And so he's basically like, you need to go and you need to do this, like, not just for the town, but also for Elantris.
Right. And then she looks into his eyes and says, I will return. But then some of Harathan's guys, they like bust open the doors and they start dragging Sarene out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they slam the doors shut. And so this has all been perfectly timed. Harathan is ready to claim Sarene's miracle as his own working.
Mm-hmm.
And then Raoden's just left in Elantris.
The gates slammed shut behind him. This is like the third time that we've seen the gates slam shut. When he first gets to Elantris, when him and Karada leave and come back, when Sarene leaves and no longer has the food.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought it was a nice imagery. Like he keeps getting just like in the same spot.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. Yeah, that is. Or like that's a good repetition he has going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sad day for Raoden.
Yep. All right, so let's do this last chapter.
Yeah.
Let's do 47. I think we got to call it.
Okay, so this is 4 chapters today. So
whoa.
But I feel like we're doing good.
Yeah, I think we're doing really good.
Okay, chapter 47. So now this is from Sarene's perspective. Again, we're in the My Honor chapter, or it's called My, which means honor.
We didn't talk about honor in the last one.
Oh, okay. So what does honor mean in the last chapter?
I think we talked about honor with Raoden, how he used to be a man of honor.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Feels like a long time ago, but we did talk about it.
About an hour ago at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, I think also Raoden and Sarene are making hard choices, but they're making honorable choices.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing what needs to be done, even if it's not what they want to do.
Yeah, I think so. Because it would have been easy for Sarene to stay behind.
Yeah.
So.
Right. That would have been interesting, though, if Harathan was like, all right, Sarene should be healed by now. Like, where is she? And then, like, would he have to go into Elantris to find her?
I kind of feel like that would have been the play if they know that she's getting better.
To hide her.
But to hide her and be like, nope, didn't work. You're a fraud. But I guess they think that her being back in the position gives them more cards than them thwarting this piece of Harathan's plan.
Right. That's probably true.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next chapter?
Yep.
All right, chapter 47 called My, aka Honor. And now it's from Sarene's perspective. And Harathan is catching Sarene up on all the goings-ons, such as her father converting, which is big news. Sarene is back at the boys' club. And does she go to Keen's house, or is the boys' club at Keen's house?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So Sarene and the boys' club meet up at Keen's house, and they're plotting like what to do next. And now they're all kind of energized that Sarene's back.
And then Sarene the chapter concludes with Sarene having reflections on her dad converting.
That's right. Yeah. So
and we're talking about honor. I know we're jumping ahead. We're talking about honor, but maybe Sarene feels like that's not honorable.
Oh, interesting. I think that's also easy to say though, once you've been healed from your thing and are like, I was fine the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, harder to say if you're on the other side watching someone you love.
Well, I don't think the negotiation so much as the converting in general, because she was happy to stay in Elantris. She's kind of like, maybe she thinks you wasted your time doing that. I was perfectly happy there.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Well, so this chapter picks up with the gate slam shut.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So you're imagining like literally no time has passed.
Yeah.
The camera's looking at Raoden and then it's immediately panning and now we're at Sarene.
Right. And she's like, I want to go back to Elantris. I don't like this. But guess what happens?
She's in love. Oh.
Okay. Well, yeah, it is love.
She says 5 days before she thought her life ruined. She had wished, prayed, and begged for Domi to heal her. Now she found herself craving to return to her damnation as long as spirit was there. Sad.
So sad. And we have a little like Romeo and Juliet thing going on where it says the worlds and the demands of their flesh were far too different.
Yeah. That's what we learned in Twilight.
Yep.
Have you finished watching all of it? Don't bother. But now you know.
Well, but I won't. What's the like ending moral lesson?
That either you need to be 2 humans or 2 vampires. Or 2 Elantrins. But no mixed match.
No purpling. Did you ever hear this is a small side story, but like at youth camp or something, like the girls are red and the boys are blue, and they say no purpling.
Like, oh my god. No
purpling. Okay.
I've never heard that. That's funny.
Okay, but the part that I was going to point out though is that it says a hand fell on her shoulder. So we see some more mirror imagery here. Where now Raoden.
Well, the last time she was like, it was like nice, like consoling, making her feel better. Now it's like nightmare material.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
which kind of also goes with like Elantris being an inversion of a lot of things. This is kind of like we're seeing the other side.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So Raoden's like, my God did this for you. You're welcome. And she's like, he did no such thing. And then Raoden says, your father thinks differently. And now Tiad is in my religion. And Sarene's really upset about it.
Yeah. She's like, I thought this day couldn't get any worse, and it somehow has. So, okay. So Raoden's there, like, doing his power move. And then who do we see but Keen? And it says that he comes with a scratchy voice. Okay, scratchy voice. My thought is that Keen was an Elantrian, and there's something about the water or something that makes your voice scratchy. And maybe that's why Aventio doesn't like Keen. He has a prejudice against Elantrians.
So if that were true, I think we would have known by now from one of our other Elantrians of other people having scratchy throat.
Didn't Karada have a scratchy throat?
No, the scratchy throat came into your mind when they were in the river and Raoden was thinking thoughts and his mouth was just open and all the water got in his lungs and he was coughing it out. And she's like, don't do that. You're going to have a sore throat forever.
Oh, I really thought it was something like that though, or like something else. What? Are you just doing this? Are you just doing this to throw me off? I thought that was such a good prediction.
Who else could he be?
Jadith.
It's pretty good.
I don't know who he could be.
They do keep mentioning it.
I know, they keep mentioning it, so it must be significant.
Yeah, well, keep thinking about it.
Okay, I'll keep thinking about it. But anyways, Keen's happy to see her.
So basically what it looks like is Raoden is kind of walking the princess around being like, look what I did, my miracle, my miracle. And then Keen says, blessed be Domi's name. Keen prays, lifting her off the ground with a hug. Blessed be Jadith's name, Raoden said, sword tip still pressed against his flesh. Domi left this one to rot. Say no more, priest, AonDor said, angling his sword threateningly. That's what I highlighted. Raoden snorted. Then, moving more quickly than Sarene's eyes could track, The Jorn bent backwards, pulled his head out of the sword's range, and kicked at the same time, smashing his foot into Eondel's hand and knocking the weapon free.
Whoa. Okay. When you're reading that, oh gosh, I'll never find this. There is a dance move called a layout, and basically you turn, or no, you don't have to turn, but you kick your leg up and like your back goes backwards.
Oh.
And when you're reading that, I was just imagining Hrathen is there like in glittery sequin dance costume doing a layout.
It does sound like Shuden's Tai Chi / some like interpretive dance move jujitsu thing where he's like very noodly and just very powerful at the same time.
A powerful noodle. Okay, I'm gonna send you this one GIF so that you can see it and see what was in my brain.
The fact that you called it GIF,
That's
podcast over. No.
I'm fired.
No.
UK
Oh my God.
gonna take my place.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully leadership under Jordan will be better. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. We'll put this GIF in the show notes somehow.
Okay.
You'll figure it out.
You're smart.
You'll use all those degrees you've got. You'll figure it out.
Okay, sending it.
So what do you think about Hrathen and his athletic ability? Because this is now like the second time where he's just been at total rest and laid the people's elbow down.
Well, we know that he went to a crazy monastery where they train demons or whatever, right? So don't we know that's where it's from?
Yeah, so we know that's where it's from, but the fact that he's moving more quickly than the eyes could track, it almost sounds like beyond just normal training.
Is he like an alien? Was he an Elantrian? Is there another class of magical people?
I'm just saying, what do you think about it?
Well, I didn't think anything of it until you mentioned it.
All right.
Let me think.
We can sit on it.
Wow. Well, I just was interpreting that as it's his normal Jedi abilities from the monastery.
Yeah.
I just thought that was like normal for everybody from the monastery. But maybe
faster than your eyes could track. That to me is what is like, if you're watching someone fight, you can normally see what they're doing, right?
Where does it say that? Oh yeah.
Hrathen snorted, then moving more quickly than Sarene's eyes could track, the Jorn bent backwards, pulled his head out of the sword's range, and kicked at the same time.
I kind of thought that was hyperbole because clearly her eyes tracked it because she told us what happened.
Fair enough.
So I think I didn't pick up on that.
Okay. Well, no worries.
Okay, but yeah, so Hrathen has his Jedi abilities. Then what happens next?
I underlined this funny line from Sarene. So Kin's like, oh, you need a rest. We need to feed you up, blah, 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 blah. And she says, I've had a fine vacation, uncle, she declared, but there is work to be done. Perhaps when it is finished, I'll be able to escape back to Elantris. For now, we need to worry about stopping Telri from giving our country to the Wyrn. Send messengers to Broyle and Ahan. I want to meet them as soon as possible. Oh my God, Serene's back.
I can just imagine like I don't know, kind of crazed old professor or something like, oh, I went to my summer home in the mountains, and you go there and it's like total dump shack. And like and Serene's like, oh, I had my summer home in Elantris.
Oh my God.
Oh, grimy. Okay, so yeah, Sarene called all the boys together. She's at Keen's house.
Then they're eating dinner.
Oh,
everyone's making comments about how much Serene's eating.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. She eats like 4 people's worths of servings.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, people from Teo are pretty big, or like, pretty tall. And she's like, I weren't so busy eating, I'd respond to that.
They called her a Tiosh giantess.
Kind of rude.
I don't think it's fair to make comparisons between Sarene and regular women. God.
No wonder Serene's so prickly.
I know.
I have to be with all you people.
I know.
Okay, but Do you remember what she was eating for dinner?
It looks like Jindonese Rai Domo Mai.
Yeah, which sounds like it could be a song, but also Mai is a chapter title. So when I saw that, I said, oh my gosh, I can translate this. This means something with honor. But then the next line says, the name means meat with fiery skin.
Oh no.
And I was like, what?
It's because Aons are from Arlon and this is from Jindo.
This just happens to be the same word. Or did Brandon Sanderson just choose the same word like he does with everybody's names?
He might have chosen the same word. If I'm really stretching here, it's one of those things where it's like means one thing in one language means something else in a different language.
Yeah. So Mai could also mean skin.
Yeah.
Which would make sense since Serene's skin changed.
But it has nothing to do. So I was putting it together. I was like, yes. That makes no sense, actually.
That makes sense.
How does that make sense? Mai means honor.
It means honor, but if it could also mean skin, her skin.
What is that? Okay.
I don't need a pity. Okay.
I'm seeing the trail. It's really overgrown. If I really squint, I can see that someone maybe once walked down that way. That's how tight the connection is there.
Well, people don't come to Bookalicious for the obvious interpretations.
That is true. Fair.
Okay. Alrighty. So she's eating, and then they're like, hey, so what happened?
And then, I keep talking.
No, well, I kind of, let's see. I don't have a ton of notes here.
Okay. So the next thing that I had, they were talking about, they're like, oh my gosh, they must be running out of supplies down there. And then Sarene said, I did actually enjoy myself, but there wasn't a lot of food to be had. I'm surprised there was any at all, Lucal said. Elantrians like to eat. But they don't actually need to, Kin said, so they can afford to stockpile. Sarene kept eating, not looking up at her uncle and cousin. Her mind, however, paused. How did they know so much about Elantrians?
Okay, yeah, maybe that's why I thought Keen was an Elantrian. How do they know?
That would be good support for Keen being Elantrian. Right. But he's a very big, large guy, and everyone else is like very skeletal, even if they eat a lot.
He ate all the other Elantrians. Then when they dissolve in the sugar pool, they go straight to Keen.
Right into his pectoral muscles. That's why he's worried about them. He needs to make sure there's like constant supply. He can't get like overloaded. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, him becoming a world-class chef was just a cover.
Yeah.
Like that's why I've gained so much weight. Okay, but yeah, so that is a question. How do they know so much? I thought it was because they were Elantrians. Maybe they've studied Elantrians a lot. That could be another thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So
Sarene gets a bad wig.
Okay, I understand that part. So Eondel wasn't the guy who left.
No.
Who's Eondel again?
Eondel's the guy that always has the sword, and when they were in the tunnels with Iodon, he like cut up the attackers for Sarene.
Okay. That's right. Okay, well, so Eondel comes, and Serene's bald because she became an Elantrian. And Eondel's like, hey, I found you a wig. And he found a blonde wig, which the only other place we've seen a blonde wig was Sheor. I said, was he a part of Sheor's story? He just has a stockpile of wigs.
Well, now that you say that, that does make sense, because for the little girl, it was a very long wig. But for Sarene, it only goes to her shoulders.
Where's Eondel getting all these wigs?
Because what is he
doing? Is he doing Jokes-Free Mysteries too, and like making wigs from people?
I'm putting things together, but I don't want to say it anymore.
Is it because you know it's right, or because
I don't know if what I'm putting together is like a big spoiler?
Okay, maybe
that I've forgotten about.
Yeah, maybe don't say it.
We'll circle back to this, and I'll hopefully remember what the thought was, and then I can say it.
Okay.
But I'm looking at my character glossary trying to find the This is why we got them mixed up. So you have Eondel, okay, sword guy.
Okay.
Adon. He's the guy that ran off and had the chasm land.
Man, Eondel and Adon.
Yeah, so not our fault.
Ahon.
He's the fat man. That's all we know about him. He's fat. He wants his wife fat. He wants his daughter fat. That's it. That's all we know about him. And that he's always trying to out royal and he's always too slow. That's it.
Oh my gosh. Sarene came to the boys club and she's like, this is what I have to work with.
I know.
You people. Okay. I had a prediction though with the boys club that Sarene will tell them all about her time in Elantris and that they're going to put together that Spirit and Raoden are the same people. Same person.
Yes.
So
I'm imagining Sarene looks horrendous in this wig. It's like Party City, cheap wig, doesn't fit her. She puts it on her head and she's like, let's go to work. Let's go to work, boys.
Have you ever seen, do you remember that episode of Parks and Rec where Leslie Knope gets her hair done by the barber who's done all the other city commissioners?
Yes.
That's what I imagine when you said that.
Yes. So speaking of Ahon, everyone's there except him. And she's just like, oh my God, I can't even start this meeting because people aren't here on time. Sarene closed her eyes, exhaling. Never mind. She said, where's Ahon? And then they're like, he's at Telry's palace. And so they sent Ahon as a spy into Telry's domain.
A spy? Or do you think they're actually turning? Or do you think they were never loyal to begin with?
These guys are complete flops without Sarene. Because it's like they literally had the guy Adon who they thought would flip on them at any given point, and they just led him to all the meetings. And now they're sending Ahon over there and we know nothing about him.
He's mad and he moves slow.
That's it. That's all we know. And you don't want someone who moves slow to be your spy. That's number one. They should have sent Shuden. Shuden, I feel like, would be really good at that. So I don't know. I think they just wanted to get rid of him. They were like, he's actually kind of annoying.
Here, you go do this job, Ahon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But Sarene says sending Ahon is a good idea. So
I guess she liked it.
I guess she likes it.
Okay. What we also see here though is that she's looking at all these people and they look defeated and she's like, I don't know what to do. This is crazy. But her last thought here is that her new purpose now is that she has to protect Erelon for Elantris' sake. She's still loyal to Erelon, but now that she's met Spirit, it's all for Elantris.
Yes. And I think maybe that kind of motivates this next part where they're like, okay, well, like, what are we going to do? Because the whole boys club was to get rid of King Iadon. And he's gone. Check. Yeah, they're like, check. Okay, he's gone. And they're like, now it's Telry. And they're like, that's not great, but that's kind of why we met. And Sarene's like, no, we got to take him down any way that we can. And they were like, this is now going from, which this doesn't really make sense to me. We opposed Iadon, but we did not plan to remove him. Oh, I guess that's why. We opposed Iadon, but we did not plan to remove him. If we take direct action against Telry, then we'll be traitors to the crown. So I guess they were kind of thinking they were like treason light before, and now they're like treason full. And now they're feeling a little uncomfortable about that.
Yeah, right. But Sarene is like, but Telry's not a good king and we need to protect the people. So like there's a way we can spin this where it'll be okay. Right. So yeah, so Sarene calls this whole meeting. That's what they say. And then the guys look at each other and they're like, we should sleep on it. Which seems like they talked for like 5 minutes.
I know.
Sarene called everybody last minute. It was like, come, emergency. And then they come and talk for 5 minutes and watch her eat.
She gets her girl boss wig. She girl bosses around for 5 minutes and she's like, get out of here.
Then that's the end. That's the end of the boys club.
That's the end.
So not very helpful all around.
So the last little segment is a weird thing with Sarene and Royal.
Oh no, that would be awkward. I mean, yeah.
I don't think it would be. Royal's like, it looks as if there's no reason to continue our betrothal. Is there, Serene? I don't think so, my lord. If we take the throne now, it will be through force, not manipulation of politics. And then he's like, it was far too good to be true anyway. Good night, then. And I'm like, ew, you're gross.
Yeah. What else would you say in that situation?
I would just assume that we're not doing this anymore because we were only doing it for this one reason. And he's kind of like, I feel like it's like that classic, like really like weird, greasy guy. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll go on a date with you because you have like my family hostage. And then
you introduced this as if it was a normal example that everyone's experienced.
I know, but I changed my mind mid-sentence. Okay, so he has my family hostage, and you're like, I guess I'll go on a date with you. And then your family gets released, and he's like, so what about that date? That's what I feel like this is. It's like the date is no. You know it's no. Why did you ask?
Maybe in that between time, you really came to love him. But no, you're right. It does feel a lot like that. So I don't think his response was like too creepy though. Could have been creepier.
He said, he was like, you're not going to have to do any of those like wifely commitments, i.e.,
make a little royal. It's royal.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know why he wanted to get married. I don't know. The whole thing. I'm like, gross. All right. But he's gone now. So
yeah, probably good. She takes it in stride.
Yeah.
So that's good. Oh, also, we find out here that all of Serene's belongings have been burned.
Yeah.
And I was like, that they moved really quick on that one. Just
they're
burned
like
everything she owned.
And she has COVID. It's gotta go. She got smallpox. Velveteen rabbit. It's all going.
Can't let this spread. Did they burn all of Harathan's things, or did he just not have that many things?
I think he didn't have that many things, and it kind of sounded like nobody cared about him at all.
Man, so they didn't even go for his stuff to like burn it to take care, I don't know, to do the thing.
I don't think so. I do remember him when he got back and he was like, I don't have a lot. He's mentioned somewhere along the lines where he's like, I don't have a lot of things.
Yeah. And like his one suitcase with the Seon had been like rummaged through or whatever.
Yeah. And my last note would be that becoming an Elantrian is exclusively an Arlon Tiosh thing. So they might not even have protocol.
Oh, that's right. If it's someone outside of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we need to keep this for research.
Yeah. They're like, we have no idea what you do. And people are like, we burn the stuff. And they're like, does that help? And we're like, we don't know, but we do it. They're like, all right.
Okay. All right. So I guess that mystery solved. Serene doesn't have any of her belongings anymore. Okay, but she's staying at Keen's house because she is also homeless now. And she's able to talk to her father, right? But she's like building herself up because she's like, this is going to be really hard because I don't really like what my dad did. And I'm kind of like astonished that he even did it in the first place. So, let's see.
So he says, and he had done it for her. Of course, he claimed that he also knew it was best for the country. No matter how good Tiod's navy was, sheer numbers ensured that a determined Fjordal campaign would eventually punch through the Armada. Even Tio claimed he would not fight a hopeless war. So that's kind of what we had talked about before.
Yeah, it is. And then it goes on to say that Serene's like, oh, but Aventio is always like so strong-willed in his principles and always taught me to like not waver on my principles. But then I think this line is what we were talking about and like summarizes everything, is that she says, but apparently his love was stronger than truth. So Aventio loves truth, but he loves Serene more. So he's willing to bend what he at least outwardly is saying is true in order to save her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but Serene, it says that Serene was flattered, but the emotion made her sick. Do you think you'd feel that way if someone like compromised on their principles for your benefit?
I could see like the train example. I think we started this pod with a train example. Let's just say someone killed 100 people to save me. Andrew did that for me. He's like, I killed 100 people, so you'd be okay. And it's like, part of me is like, wow, like you care about me so much that you would sell your soul. Like, amazing. But then the other part of you is like, I feel really bad that I survived and all those people died.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it's something in that flavor palette.
Yeah. I think that does sound right.
Yeah.
That's tough. Tough place
And
to
this
be.
seems to be the only male person in Sarene's life who very openly adores her and loves her and gives her all of the attention and stuff that she's seeking from in a partner.
Oh. Well, I mean, Uncle Keen is really kind to her. And I would say adores her.
I guess so.
But
I guess
Mhm.
I was just thinking the past a couple chapters we're watching Sarene just be like, nobody loves me, I can't get married, blah 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 blah. And then you see this thing where even Tio has so much love for her.
Yeah. Right. They definitely have a special like father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
We don't hear is Serene's mom around? Do we ever hear about her?
I'm sure Sarene ate her in the womb.
Oh my God. She gave birth to herself.
I'm sure Sarene birthed herself. She's like, Mom, you're not going to do it right.
I'll take it from here.
But I don't think we've ever heard about her.
Wow. Interesting.
I know.
Okay.
She's a silly woman.
Just likes to knit all day.
So let's just run through chapter 48 really fast because it's only one page.
Oh, okay.
Or two pages.
Let me see here. Wait, did I have any other lines? Oh, wait. I had a prediction from this chapter.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Okay, so my prediction is that Telri won't actually stay with his promise, and that Harathan will put Sarene on the throne if she promises to convert.
Interesting. Will Sarene say yes?
I don't know, because that could be kind of interesting. Then you have Sarene and Aventio are both leaders who are promising to convert. And then I also thought that Aventio would have some sort of like truth battle with Harathan and somehow like bring down his argument and get out of his promise with some like mental gymnastics and logic.
Yeah.
So
that sounds reasonable. So did you make this prediction before chapter 48 or after chapter 48?
I think it was before chapter 48. What happens?
Okay. Because I was going to say chapter 48 is exactly that prediction mostly.
What?
Where Telri's just kind of.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I did read chapter 48. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what happened? I think I forgot to label it chapter 48. Those are my predictions for chapter 48, but they're under chapter 47 notes.
Oh, okay.
So
this is before you had read it.
Okay, yes. I don't know. It was while I was reading chapter 48, I think. All right,
well, we'll go through 48 and then we'll see if you made predictions or if you just read it and then put them under as predictions.
Similar to what we do with our suggestions. Claim them on their own.
Yes.
Okay, so this is chapter 48, also called Mai, now, which means honor, and it's from Harathan's perspective. And now Harathan's talking to Telri, and he's like, basically, this is that same scene as Telri with the carriage, where he was like trotting along on the road.
Yes.
And was like running on the side, trying to keep up. And Telri's like, all right, well, I'm done with you now. Find your own ride home. And then he like swerves around and leaves Harathan in the dust. So anyways, Harathan has to schedule an audience with Telri, and he's like, this is ridiculous. I'm the whole reason Telri's in power. And then they have a conversation, and it's very similar to what Harathan thought of. Telri's like, oh, I need more in order to convert. But actually it's even worse than he thought, because it turns out that Telri went straight to the Giorn and said, hey, I'm not your puppet. I need more. He went to like the Pope, didn't even talk to Harathan.
Yes.
Now Harathan has an issue. So he's coming down from his power trip.
Well, because Harathan thought he had Arlon and Tiad in the pocket and he was gonna like turn it over. And then he's just like, this freaking Telri guy, he doesn't know anything about anything. And he's going straight to the Pope, breaking all the societal norms, making my job so much more difficult, asking for more money. It's like the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have a line picked out from here?
I have two, but why don't you go first?
I actually don't really have a line picked out.
Okay. So the first thing that I had was, I thought this was just funny. So he, being Telri, sat near the stone hearth, jaw clenched as he regarded the assembled nobility. As could be expected, Telri had quite suddenly become a very busy man, meaning that Telri had no time for Harathan. And then my next line is similar vein. It says, Telri reclined in a massive pile of cushions and silks, a pleasant smile on his purple birthmarked face. Rugs coated the floors and tapestry overlapped one another on the walls. The men I am forced to work with, Harathan thought with an inward sigh. AonDor, at least, had been businesslike. So I'm just imagining Telri being like, I'm so busy spending all my money. I have tapestries on top of tapestries. You can't even see the ones on the bottom because there's extra ones on the top. And he's just in like a pillow cloud.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's just outrageous, even more outrageous. And he was like, hey, I'm cool and I know it.
Yeah. What do you think about that purple birthmarked face?
Okay, yeah. I was like, they've never mentioned that before, I don't think. So I don't really know what that.
No, they have.
Oh, they have?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what
it's
did they
usually
mention?
like it's they just say, oh, he has this dark purple birthmark on his face, and when he's like in the shadows, it's dark. And
I don't know. Was he also an Elantrian? That's just kind of my go-to whenever someone has something a little off about their physical character.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea, even after reading it. So,
I mean, it might just be like a description. Like, that's just what he looks like.
Yeah, it might be.
I could wonder, though, if like it makes him look like he's always in the shadows. And so he's kind of like always up to something, always a little sneaky. That could be something.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't think it really means anything. I think it is just a descriptor.
Okay.
But maybe we'll keep reading and find out.
We'll draw our own meaning.
We'll draw our own. Yeah. That's all I had for this.
For that chapter or for that part?
For that chapter.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So they have their conversation and then Telri, what Telri really wants. He says, I'll convert to your religion, but I'll do so only with the promise of an ecclesiastic rank to match my civil one. Not just King Telri, but Giorn Telri. I said, whoa, oh my gosh. I thought, this whole time we've kind of just been thinking Telri was little puppet, doing whatever the money tells him to do. But he has his own schemes.
He just seems to me like he's just thought of it like today. Like he's just drunk on his power and his wealth. He's having such a great time. And he's like, King, I'm going to be emperor of the world.
Yeah. And now he has the power to call the Giorn immediately and say,
well, he thinks that. He thinks that because he doesn't know anything. No. I'm saying he thinks he has the authority to just like call the guy directly, but he doesn't realize that the Wern would probably just be like, no, why would I do that when I can just destroy your whole town and not pay you? But I feel like Telri has this idea that because he's like quote unquote king now, that he has all this like power and authority when it's like really he doesn't.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, yeah. So he didn't call up the Giorn on FaceTime or anything. He sent a messenger a few days ago. And so he has sent out the request, but has not heard back yet. And you're right. I think he has made up power because it is kind of made up.
Yeah. It's right. It's like when your kid is like, I'm not going to do that. And then you're like, okay, well, you have no authority because I pay all your bills and do all your stuff. And so at the end of the day, you have to do what I say. Even if you think that now that you're 5, you have authority to say no to things,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that is interesting. Where does any of our power come from?
Yeah. So it ends with Harathan stood stunned. The man had sent a letter to warn himself. Telri had made demands of the regent of all creation. You foolish, foolish man, Harathan whispered, finally realizing the severity of his problems. When Wern received that message, and then Telri says, get out of here.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I underlined that too, actually. So what do you think is the severity of Harathan's problem? Like, what is his problem exactly? I had some ideas.
I think it's what we just talked about, where it's like the Wern's going to get that. He's going to be like, I don't care that you converted. I'm going to kill you all now.
Oh, okay. I think, I think I was thinking that. I think I was also thinking though that the Gjorn will think that Hrathen doesn't have control over his people because someone just totally like circumvented and like went straight to the Gjorn, and Hrathen's like, and all Hrathen wants is to be respected.
I think I think definitely that too. I think that's a huge part.
Yeah.
Which might also lead to my point of being like, he's gonna be like, forget you, I'm just gonna kill you, because he's like, you can't even follow the chain of command, which is the whole religion.
Yeah, right.
So
he's gonna go talk to Sarene. Okay, that was my prediction of this chapter. He's gonna say, hey, Sarene, you want to be queen? And she'll be like, yes, please.
So that's a good prediction, because at the beginning of this chapter, you said your prediction is that Telri is going to be like, I'm going to negotiate for more stuff. And I was like, that's what happened in the chapter, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But maybe that was just the lead up.
I think so. Yeah, my main prediction is that Hrathen's going to come to Sarene and say, hey, you want to be queen?
Yes. All right. Well, we finally did 5 chapters.
5. We did 5.
They are getting shorter as promised. So good on us. And now we're in a brand new cycle. So when we start, we'll be fresh.
Good job, us.
Yeah. Oh, so what was this last one? Loyalty?
Honor.
Telri
isn't honorable. He's not keeping his promise.
Yeah.
Hrathen might be losing his honor because people aren't respecting him.
Yeah.
Be something.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah.
What's our sign off?
We haven't made one. We need to do one.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks for listening. We love you, Mom, person from UK, and our brother Sam, and that person from Lubbock.
Lubbock.
Is that what it's called? Lubbock.
Yeah.
I'll get your name right next time. Thank you for supporting the pod. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, write us a good review. Give us suggestions. We won't take them.
Yep.
Unless we do, then we say they're our suggestions.
Right. You won't get the credit.
You won't get we'll actually delete your review after we take your idea.
Unless you're from the UK, we might leave yours.
Yeah, we want to stay international. We want to keep our status. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Bookalicious. If you like this discussion, please rate or subscribe to our channel to help other book lovers find this content as well. If you have any questions or suggestions for future books, we'd love to hear from you at bookalicious.pod@gmail.com. As always, thanks for joining our club.